UAAP Varsity Channel. This is Rain Tigzon together with Camille Claren, bringing you some first game action here in the collegiate division. And it starts off with this UE possession. And a quick drive. Bacalares. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Bacalares, shot is good, and the first field goal of this matchup. But before that, let's take a look at the first field goal shot made here by Moana Bacalares, as well as the first basket. Luna. Mendoza, good ball movement here on the side of UP, and Shane Cunanan gets the bang and the bucket.
It's great to see big men who can pass out of the screen. The ball movement of UP is great because the ball is swinging, but they're reading where the gaps are before they drive.
Camille Nolasco with that rebound. Nolasco pushing the pace. Ozar spin move off with the left hand and the foul. And that's the first attempt.
To be aggressive the whole round. We can see that they were able to get that score because they're passing the ball up the floor. They're looking for opportunities early, and that leads to advantages, especially like that. Like you have a 3-on-2 and you're able to capitalize on that early.
Meanwhile, UP has built a 5-point lead here. Nolasco trying to add to that, goes over to the rolling Tapawan, but that was well read here by UE. Buscar on the move. Layup is good for Buscar. Here. Buscar. The drive here. And the shot is good by Ivy Yanez.
Talk to us about pre-game. She's a player he's going to expect to step up, and she's going to be able to surprise us this year. So it's good to see that she's getting baskets in early, and she's very confident in when she drives.
And CC
the basket, I'd say.
Buscar trying to read the defense, goes underneath. The shot is good there for Ali Ronquillo.
Ali Ronquillo didn't actually have that many points in the paint last game. I think she is one of their big men, but she was shooting really well from the outside. So it's gonna be nice to see her involved, just like in this play. She needs to get touches in the paint so that they establish a dominant presence there. Where it seems like the lines are extra defenders.
Great recognition there for UP. Didi Barba couldn't get that one in. Evangelista, powerful move off that rebound. Rachel Evangelista one here. Yanez goes over to Keza. Ronquillo off the glass and in.
That's exactly what they need. You find the advantage. When you push the ball up the floor, you're going to be having a lot of defenders still in the backcourt.
Great read there for Ronquillo. They go over to Buscar. And back-to-back baskets leads to a tie here. Barba, three-pointer is good. And that's going to be the first long shot for UP. Yanez, shot was short, but good intention. Ozar, high looping three, no good. Cunanan gets the rebound. Couldn't get the shot in, but the third attempt is good here for Alex Mendoza.
Uni needs to box
Shane
up.
Catch up to it. Lucky break there for UP. Pasqua almost loses it. Ozar asking for it. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Shane battles from underneath. The fire away by Mendoza. And that's another triple for UP.
That was a great
transition, but instead it's Pasqua who fires. No good. Cunanan goes to Ozar. Shot clock at 10. And the soft touch there by Luna. Ozar.
He's a sidestep warrior. I don't know. That is a very tough move to make. And Luna does it so well.
And that shot also by Alex Mendoza extends their lead here. And it's now an 11-point advantage, 26-15. And it's very difficult because this UP team, they may be undersized, but for some reason, parang haba nila. But before that, the shot there by Ivy Yanez. But as you mentioned, she did move quite to the side, so that is something that they may have to correct either in this game or the next. But lucky for her, Rachel Lacayanga gets that three-pointer in. Move the ball across. Buscar goes to Lakayanga. Lakayanga driving hard and getting that one in.
Great job by Pax the basket. The pressure is not anything new to her, and it's good to see her take advantage.
Nolasco going underneath. Mao gets that one in. Second violation called against Keza Buscar. She was almost through, but let's take a look at that last two plays. Buscar and then Mao. So finally, the scoring has been picking up here.
That wheel around is so effective. Mao does that so well, and Camille Nolasco is able to read where she is because of their chemistry.
Camille Nolasco, speaking of a three-pointer there.
Maturity to the next level. We know she's a scoring option. She was really effective in high school, but how do you bring that to the college game?
Ivy Yanez all alone. And that's... Look at that, the defense was a little too high there.
An entire play where they didn't have to dribble the ball.
They just have to safely cross this. As you mentioned, Camille, a lot of passing here and a lot of success when that happens. Rachel Lakayanga.
Disciplined on defense.
And look at that, Keza Buscar locating her shooter. Rather, that's going to be a long two. It seems like her foot was on the line. But it's a great...
Yeah, they're passing the ball really well. They actually have 9 assists right now, and that's almost matching the exact number of assists they had the whole game last time.
Ruby Barba, quick floater there is good.
Especially if they're new. They're rookies, and they're trying to find their role in the UAAP.
Camille Nolasco, though, puts more to her tally. And look at that last one, Camille Nolasco just pulling up, looking pa nga at the transition defense kung makakabulin siya.
A little
Ateneo.
Yeah, their score in Ateneo in the second quarter was 24-9. They only had 9 points. But here we see they're aggressive, they're capitalizing. You see Buscar getting involved.
The rebound by UE. The drive, the dish, the spin move, and the shot is good here for Ali Ronquillo. Last 40 seconds here in the first half. Mao working underneath, finds Kunanan, gets that one in.
That big-to-big chemistry is great. Luna's second foul now, so she really needs to take a step back in.
But before that, look at that last play. Ronquillo off to the right, Ozar with the rebound. The pass here to Nolasco, Camille fighting against that. UE's
Pressure on the secondary defender.
Three-point attempt is good there for Rachel Lakayanga.
Rachel's really showing her range right now. She's able to shoot from the outside, and that's what makes her effective going down later. Good choice by Buscar to do that.
She goes underneath to Yanez. Yanez just powering her way through.
Really dominant move right there.
The referees are calling the game. But you also mentioned how they need to initiate contact, as the shot attempt was good there by Bacalares.
Yeah, it's a give and take. Sometimes you just... So allowing your defender to come to you and getting to those spots. Just staying in front. You don't need to have the steal. You don't need to, initiate the contact too much to the point where they give us the opportunity to really play through that contact. But that's how the game is. You just have to adjust.
And speaking of adjusting, Moana Bacalares.
Almost flip it back onto UP. They're putting the pressure this time.
And that's a great read there by Moana Bacalares. A 9-2 run to start our third period.
Big win for them today.
It's a 1-point advantage here as we're creeping in to that halfway mark. And it's a 6-0 run.
You get a score and you get the stop right here. A smooth behind the back into that little pickup.
That play. Buscar to the left. Yanez. Shot back iron. The rebound here. And another shot.
He does it to them.
Yanez kicks it over. Moana up the glass and in for Moana Bacalares. Creating for herself the take charge mentality. We talked about that, CC.
Yeah. I was thinking that last game, they really brought it to Casey, whereas
Moana goes over to Keza. Buscar for three. Buscar continues the run here for UE.
this is a great run from you.
The 2 attempts in, so a chance again for UE to keep building on this lead. And what an escape there for Moana Bacalares.
You love to see the confidence of a team like UE who necessarily hasn't had that much success in the past.
Camille Nolasco this time around trying to she gets a bang and the bucket, but let's take a look at that last play.
UP is known for their pressure. A good counter is those backdoors.
And on the other end, Camille Nolasco just putting matters into her over to a shooting Dalguntas. No, Buscar again. Basket is good. And the run continues for UE. For her team. But let's take a look at that last one. Not giving up on the plays. Keza Bongkar.
It's underrated for a guard to rebounding to really stay in
This time a lot of passing leads them safely across and off the glass and in is Rachel Lakayanga, but she was kind of on her way down.
that awareness to stop early. It's great to see from Rachel.
Oh, Camille Nolasco with the answer back. A three-pointer there for Nolasco.
Turn the ball over.
And they're looking yet again for Nolasco. Mendoza from underneath, and that one's good.
This is where we see that
On
experience.
their feet.
They know that the momentum has shifted a little bit. They still are not ahead, but they're doing enough to get them back in the game.
Alex Mendoza. Nolasco attacking that center lane. Camille Nolasco firing up her team here. Let's take a look at that last one. Camille Nolasco attacking that center lane with bodies right in front of her. No fear. Krisa goes to Camille, who goes to Rachel. The steal here by Tin. And Tin Dalguntas gets that one in. Forces UP to call for some time. 59-58 in favor of the UE Red Warriors.
Dalguntas was the player who made the turnover on the last possession, but she got it right back. That ability to get to the next possession and see how you can be effective. That almost negates the mistake that you just made.
And they are on a run here. They are up ahead 61-58. A cutting Ozar gets through and gets it in.
That's where Luna's most effective.
Goes over to Coco. Golem high, up and in.
What a take and what a finish. Players who don't necessarily play that much or have the ball in their hands, but they're still able to score.
But the quick answer back here by Luna Ozar.
We know she's effective. The adrenaline is high, the stakes are high, but if you're able to stay calm in those high pressure situations, you're able to make better decisions.
Shot attempt by Ronquillo is good. Vigno goes over to Tapawan. The shot by Mendoza. And that's another three for UP.
Big shot that was made. Get her with the little fake, get her up in the air. That step through is super effective, and it's good to see that Ali is still involved here late in the fourth.
And Alex Mendoza was also
Hitting their free throws now when it counts.
forward pass here. Bacalares all alone.
Okay, kudos to Bacalares for catching that ball because that was ordered for getting to penalty.
Let's take a look at that risky pass that you were talking about. And a great shot attempt there by Moana Bacalares, just staying visible. Here, Coco Golem checked in for Rachel. The shot attempt is good for Ali Ronquillo. What a time to come alive for Ali.
You know she has, though. She was shooting so well in the last game, and that confidence.
And let's take a look at that. Great recognition there, the open teammate. And that three-point shot puts UE on top, 69-68. In the hands teammates of Camille Nolasco and the Fighting Maroons. Ozar, spin move, looking for Mao. Mao up and in, and our game is tied yet again.
Mao really needed to show up. I think she's been pretty silent this entire game, but this is where she's good. She can power through, and Luna is really finding her.
And they're finding the big man, which is why our game is tied. Great production on both sides of the floor. With one right now, Lacayanga goes to Buscar. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Yanez goes to Ronquillo. Ronquillo attacking the defense. Ronquillo powering through
The clock right now.
Let's take a look at that. Ronquillo just carrying the ball, letting it go with 1 second remaining in the shot clock. And this is what you were talking about. Ozar going to Vigno, and our game is tied yet again with 32 seconds now. Look at that, Luna Ozar. Great recognition. She can see all 5 of her teammates every time she's on the floor.
Yep, her ability to break down her primary defenders, what's causing problems for you. You need to stay in front of them.
Nolasco goes to Vigno, back to Nolasco. Nolasco fires it up and gets that one all the net.
The ball is going to go back to them.
But take a look at that. There's just a quick trigger of Camille Nolasco.
It didn't even look like her feet were set. Camille able to get that shot off. Okay.
Goes over to Ivy. Yanez. Oh!
Okay.
Ivy Yanez ties the ball game, but we will have to double check if it was in regulation. Coach Paul Ramos was so disappointed. You can see him on the screens.
He made it all the way over to us on that court, but I'm sure the pressure is high. Let's see this play again.
Ivy Yanez was looking for someone to pass it to. Instead, she goes up, but they will review that last play. They're trying to figure it out.
But what's happening right now is they're reviewing if the time on the clock was enough. They're not reviewing what Coach Paul is arguing about right now.
So just for context, Coach Paul is calling for a double dribble violation, but I don't think you can review that. Mariel finds herself too open, but Shane Cunanan cleans up the mess, gets the first basket in overtime.
Something she's been doing the entire game, but what a pass from Luna Ozar. That bounce pass to Vigno. She couldn't capitalize on it, but you got teammates. You got girls who have your back there, and Shane is one of them.
Luna Ozar's passing ability.
He has your back.
Yeah. A chance to make it a 6-point advantage. Ozar does just that. It's being scored here for the side of UP. UP still has no baskets in overtime, and it's an 8-0 run here for the Fighting Maroons, which calls for some time. Coach Ian needs to take a look at this, as Shane Cunanan just getting that one with pure confidence, again off of another Luna Ozar pass. And a great way to step up for the veteran to put...
As you should be, whether that's from the coaches or the players. You put up a great fight and force the game to overtime.
And the final buzzer has sounded. It's going to be a win here for the UP Fighting Maroons, a very hard-earned win.